Hello, welcome back again. We're just doing another quick video here to continue our series looking at Savate. We've finished now all of the hand techniques that we're going to kind of be looking at, which gives you the basic axes of moving your hands in order to damage your opponent, and that really covers most of what you're going to need there. So we're going to move on to probably what is more commonly associated with Savate, which is the feet and how you kick your opponent to death, which is a very important part of it. So the first one we're going to look at is a chasse frontal, or a front kick, which is common to most martial arts. And most martial arts you'll see something where this front knee comes up and then the foot flicks out into your opponent, out here. Common to a lot of martial arts. Just the way we do it, I'm going to go through the particular way that we tend to use this technique. So first of all, because Savate is designed to be done with fairly solid footwear, unlike a lot of martial arts where you'll see trying to go in with the full foot, I'm literally going to try and, I'm going to do it a bit lower to do a bridge. So I'm trying to dig in with the toes. Rather than going flat, I'm just trying to get the toes there. And as you can see, I've left lovely marks all over Michael's shirt there. We'll complain about that later. So I'm trying to drive the toe in, get a kind of spearing action into the stomach with this technique. The other thing is when I go into my chamber, rather than leaning back to lift the leg, I'm actually going to shuffle my whole weight forward into that chamber. So I'm actually going to be moving forward and putting distance behind it before I get any further. So from here, I can deliver that kick into my opponent's chest. In here. And that's really the chasse frontal. There's some nice things about it. If I end up being too close to my opponent, I can just use the chamber and it becomes a knee into my opponent. Which also means if I want to deliver one from at range, the second one can come in with a knee. So I have those options that are both delivered by the same technique. The other thing is I can quite often use it along with what we started, or we will look at, I don't know whether we have or not now, I'm trying to remember, décalages, where we're going to be stepping offline a lot. A lot of Savate wants to be offline. So if I'm going to deliver this against my opponent, I may well step offline first and then deliver in at an angle. Maybe opening up a more exposed area, or if I'm going the other way, potentially allowing that kick, or knee in this case, I've got too close, into the leg, allowing me to start looking at structure destruction and things like that. But it's a fairly simple technique, lets me fire in something really quick. It also gets me in out of distance, so often you'll see this comes in, followed by some kind of hand technique going in there. There is another chasse frontal, that is the avant chasse frontal, the frontal off the front foot. There's also a verso chasse frontal, which is off the back foot. And this is a very different kick and dive. So rather than this quick jab-like kick, this is a haymaker. You can see it coming a mile away, but if it lands, it's going to end the fight. So what I'm going to do this time is bring my back leg right the way through and bringing my knee up. As my back foot turns at 90 degrees, and then I'm going to push my foot through my opponent with as much force as I can generate. In this case, not so much, because otherwise I send Michael flying. So from here, through, boom. Really big kick. It's the one you traditionally use. Think of it as kicking a door down. If you have to kick down a locked door, this is the big, hefty kick you deliver onto the lock. So the idea of this is I'm going to use this after I've distracted somebody. If I come in at a distance, Michael, you want to go to guard? If I come in at a distance, Michael can just move this out of the way. No, you can move my leg out. Sorry. So from there, he can just deflect that out of the way. All of my force is going forward. There's nothing to stop him scooping off the side. So what I'm more likely to do is come in with, say, a jab and a cross, and as he starts to back out of range, I'm going to follow him through with this kick as he's starting to retreat. There's a few different ways we can use it. But those are the first two kicks we're going to cover. There's the avant chasse frontal and the verso chasse frontal. And they're very much delivered on that straight line. We're going to be looking at what happens when we come in circular or other variations over the next few weeks. But these are the first two we look at. And really the important bit is getting this shuffle in and delivering that kick with the toe. That's the main thing we're going to look at for the frontal. So hopefully that's been useful and you can kind of see where we're going with this. We're going to cover the rest of the techniques and then do a little bit about how we tie it all together in at the end. So, thank you very much, and we'll catch you next week.